Last year when St. Louis celebrated its 250th birthday, one of the highlights was a children's book called Happy Birthday St. Louis, written by and illustrated by these two here.
With the cakes
Ed Koehler and Carolyn Mueller, and they're back now with an even bigger book. Dizzy Dean and the Gashouse Gang. You know, anyone in St. Louis has heard of Dizzy Dean and the Gashouse Gang, but may not know the story.
Oh, I don't know anything.
Well,
I'm the perfect person.
You're about
to get this book.
Well, welcome back to both of you.
Thank you.
Well, let them tell the story of Dizzy Dean. Was 1934 was the big.
Before you tell the story, once again, what are you? I know you're an artist, and you did all this fabulous artwork here. And tell me your role again. I mean, how do you guys? How do you collaborate on this?
Writer, artist.
Yeah. Writer, artist, and how did you find each other?
My publishers at Reedy Press just
put you together.
Discovered Ed, and then we
you just worked
together on Happy Birthday St. Louis, and we had a great time. So we decided to
Now, Carolyn's written other books before meeting Ed. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. One was about the zoo, if I recall.
Mm-hmm. My first one was called Bubbles the Dwarf Zebu, about an animal at the zoo, and then my second one was called Lily, A True Story of Courage, and the Joplin Tornado, about a search and rescue dog.
Oh, nice. Does that something that you bring to your publisher, or are they assigned to you?
Bubbles I brought to my publishers. That's how I was able to start working with them. But actually, all of my other books, they've kind of brought to me and kind of said, here's an idea. You want to go with it? And
and Ed goes with anything. He's like, you want me to draw? I'll draw it. Yeah.
Bowl of chili.
Yeah. Now, why did you guys decide that a story about Dizzy Dean, the story of Dizzy Dean and the Gashouse Gang, was a good story to tell kids?
Well, I mean, I think it's a really fun story because, when you go to Busch Stadium, Dizzy is everywhere, and if you're not aware of his story, you might not even pick up on it. But you get your burgers at the Gas House Grill, you go to Dizzy's Diner. I mean, it's all over Busch Stadium.
Exactly. What is it? What is the story?
Dizzy Dean was a pitcher in
now he's going to tell
1934. Baseball fans, I know they can tell.
We'll all tell it.
There's plenty here to tell.
There's plenty to tell.
In 1934, the St. Louis Cardinals won the World Series. Dizzy Dean and his brother Daffy. Is Daffy in the book?
Good grief.
Paul,
Paul, okay.
Are they Disney characters?
They were kind of crazy. They said that they would win 45 games between them. I mean, for a pitcher to win, Dizzy won 30 games that year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, 30. I mean, a pitcher to win 30 has never happened since. To win 30 games in 1 year, and his brother won 19, so that's 49 games they won. And they were called the Gashouse Gang. Why?
They were kind of just a ragtag bunch of players. So Dizzy was sort of the leader, but there were a bunch of them, and they had awesome names: Pepper Martin, Frankie Frisch, like just great quality names.
They were dirty. It was the Depression.
Yeah, so their uniforms were dirty.
They couldn't afford to clean these uniforms. They smelled. They stank. But now Leo DeRocher,
they stunk.
Leo DeRocher, who was their shortstop, actually came from the New York Yankees, and they had nice, clean uniforms. They had money.
Oh, I see.
And he actually made the reference to gas housers. They called them gas housers. Gas houses where they took coal and converted them to gas. And if you worked there, you were very dirty.
Oh, yeah. I see.
So that's kind of one of the legends about how they got that name. They were just kind of a misfit bunch of dirty ball players, but they were awesome. I mean, they were champions.
And it was very romanticized over the years, absolutely, because they were underdogs. I mean, they didn't have the money.
Well, that is the thing. You can't get a better match than St. Louis and an underdog. I mean, St. Louis gets behind them.
Yeah, we are.
And they were just hilarious. I mean, there were too many stories to include in a 32-page children's book. Yeah. So Ed made this brilliant old-fashioned sports cartoon at the end,
that's cool.
So we could get more of the funny stories in there without making the book much longer. But there are just so many funny things.
It's almost like, well, if this does really well, maybe you can do some spin-offs on each one of those.
I mean, there's definitely enough material for several children's books.
That is really wonderful. Where is it available in St. Louis?
Wherever books are sold, it'll be available on September 1st, and pretty much any bookstore, gift shop around town. You can pre-order now on Amazon.
That's great.
So that's cool.
Good. And you're giving us a copy to give away?
We certainly are.
Yay.
Well, thank you. We'll do that though. You want us to wait? September 1st. This is next week.
Yeah.
So no needed wait.
Yeah,
we can do this right away.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for coming in and bringing this in. and sharing it with us.
Well, thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. And thanks to Abusi Michelle Insurance, continuously working to provide individual coverage you require. They made our segment possible today, and they also handle commercial, life, and health insurance. Call Tina Michelli at 314-832-6667.